Hi, Gemini. This is Genevieve with Belladonna and Moonbeams. How are y'all doing? I'm doing quite well. This is the reading for the week of May 31st through June 6, 2021. And boy, do I have to tell you about something that happened to me this week. Last summer, I saved a kitten named Hermes. His mom was a feral cat and she left him on the hot pavement. And I ended up kidnapping him. And then a little bit later, his siblings were in danger and I saved them. So I ended up bottle feeding this little litter and I kept Hermes. And he was my favorite cat. He was a beautiful orange cat with beautiful, almost orange eyes, gorgeous cat. And he was my fave. But he was a great hunter. He was bringing me like 3 or 4 snakes a week. It was horrible. Then earlier this week, I was sitting on my couch, drinking a cup of coffee. First cup of coffee of the day. And all of a sudden I hear someone come through the dog door and squawk, squawk, squawk. I'm like, what the hell? So I look and Hermes has drug in a live bird. It looks like a crow. So I fight Hermes for the bird. I win eventually. And the bird flies around my house for a while. I have to pin up all the cats, and eventually I leave the doors open for most of the day when I'm home. I can't, of course, leave them open while I'm gone. And I think the bird got out. Either that or it's going to start rotting in my house and be gross. But, there's no way to know. But that made me decide that I needed to rehome Hermes, which broke my heart. But on the flip side, it also got him to a really good home for him. And that I'm really happy about. These people had been wanting an orange cat. They'd been looking, but they hadn't found one. And then they found Hermes, and he was already fixed, and he was chipped, and he had his shots. So he was in good shape. So in a lot of ways, it was a good thing. But it still hurt my heart. So the first card I get for y'all is the 3 of Pentacles. This says that you are starting to get recognized for your work at your job. Maybe you're a good merchant. People are saying that what you sell is good. Whatever it is you're doing, you're moving into a good place with it. And you're starting to get recognized for it. But then we get the Page of Cups, which tells me that you need to be a little more creative, maybe artistry in it, something new, some new aspect of it. For example, if you are a crafter, maybe you need to tweak what you're crafting just a little bit. I don't know. You know what you need to be doing. Also, you get the 8 of Wands. And this says that there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. And so that as you're looking at this, you need to be evaluating and analyzing. Because see, you've got all these things just coming together. And so you need to figure them out. Also, we get the moon. And the moon is all about dreams and illusions, things like that. But because it's next to the High Priestess, I think that this is telling you that you need to be looking further at your spiritual growth. That there's something you're missing in your spiritual life. Maybe the goddess wants you to learn a new skill. Or maybe your artistry, if you're in art or crafting, this is just an example, needs to have a more religious perspective or spiritual perspective. I'm not saying religion per se, but just start thinking about what can you do more creatively in a spiritual way. One of those things I do sometimes is when I'm laying down to sleep, I ask my spirit guide to just show me what I need to know for the week. Also, we get the Ace of Swords. Now, this is saying that something is coming to an end, some project is coming to the end, and you're going to start a new one. It's going to be really successful. But as it's coming to an end, you need to be evaluating. Look at it. See what you did well. See where you need to go from here. Because whenever a project ends, it's time to start something new. But you need to be sure that you're making the right choices. Now I'm going to pull a deck from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. And the card we get is da 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 da. I'm pulling it and it's not coming up. Mintalking. It says longing for home, belonging, the original light worker, which goes back to that spirituality. What aren't you doing that you need to do spiritually? Is that meditating every day, that you're just been lazy and slacking now? Is it reading your Akashic Records every day? Is it pulling a card, asking your pendulum? Is it reading the Bhagavad Gita? I said that really wrong, I know. What is it that you need to do to raise your spiritual light? Because you are a light worker. Now I'm going to pull a card from the Oracle of the Unicorns. Okay. Past lives. This says to release your past life karma. So I would say with that, you need to be either having someone read your Akashic Records, reading your own Akashic Records, or having a past life regression. Because those are all things that can help you see your past lives and release your past karma. And it also says you're an old soul. But it's like anything else. When you're an old soul, you're bringing stuff with you. So how can we release that? How can we make that better? Namaste, y'all. If you want to do a private reading, send me a text to 405-512-9400. Of course, I do tarot, oracle cards, the Akashic Records, Energy Healing, and Reiki. And I can do all of those by Zoom. And of course, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.